Hello, welcome to God and Country. I'm your host, Brian K. Hill. This is our vet talk and travel news. This is the second piece that I was promising everybody, that we're going to share some of our tips on how we travel, hopefully less expensive. Might have some tips here to save you some money on your next travel plan. We spent about $3,500 for a week at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And for some people that might seem like an extreme amount of money. For others, you might be saying like, wow, how did you save that much? I'm about to go into some of that. We don't travel. This, by the way, this lovely guest is my wife, Melissa, and she's the biggest reason that we do save money. I'm terrible at planning trips. In fact, I wouldn't go on trips if it wasn't for her. I really, between deployments, military schools, I just wouldn't travel if it wasn't for this lady. So one of the things that she taught me early on were ways to save money as we traveled. And one of the things I shared before in the previous video, where sometimes soldiers are terrible about letting their spouses know or their family members know about their MWR benefits and money that they can save. We bought the Disney World 5-day pass with the park hopper, so that means you could bounce between the different parks and
it was
not
a 4-day pass.
4-day pass, excuse me, a 4-day pass. And it was $730 for our 4-day pass. So it was
For both of us.
For both of us. And I'm gonna get into some of the things, like even when we travel on cruises in different places, we don't buy the top of the line. We don't always get that oceanside the balcony room or those things. Certain cruises we're hardly in the room at all, so we don't spend that extra money to get the really nice room, because we're doing the activities on the boat for most of the time. For some people, they want the full experience, and hey, more power to you. It's your money. We're just trying to tell you some of the things that we do to save money to go on the trips that we do. Do you want to talk about what you did this last year to get ready for this trip?
Well, this trip was an expensive trip. This is not, I would say that spending $3,500 for a trip is not the norm for us. We took this trip because back in, I don't know, a year or so ago, I had called Hawaiian Airlines to transfer air miles from my account to your account, so that we could both get a Hawaii trip for free. And at the end of the conversation, they offered me a 3-night stay in Orlando for $150. And I was like, oh, okay. So that is why we did this trip. What they didn't really tell me at the time was that we had to sit through a timeshare presentation, which we've done a few times. And it is a way you can travel and do activities for cheap or free, but it's just a time suck. To have to sit through one of those presentations. And if you're not good at saying no, then you could end up walking out spending 60 grand. We are very good at saying no. So, but anyway, so that was why we took the trip, was because we had this 3-night stay and they kept hounding me and calling me saying, hey, you have to book it. You have to book it. So we decided spring break would be a good time. Then we bought our park hopper pass. And then because our hotel that we were getting was only 3 nights, we still had to stay 2 more nights somehow, and we still had to buy airfare. So what I did for this trip is, I usually start with Expedia, just because that's just my app of choice. There's a lot of others out there, but I usually start checking prices using Expedia if I have a set time where I have to go. If I don't have a set time, there's other things you can do with Google, and you can see all the fares and all the times and see when the best time to go is. But because we had a limited availability, we knew we had to go during this little pocket of time. I went to Expedia first. Normally when I book airfare, or hotels or anything, I go through Ibotta, which is an app. It's a cashback app. And again, there's a whole bunch of those types of apps out there as well, but I am an Ibotta user. So I go into Ibotta, and through Ibotta, I go to Expedia. And if I buy something from Expedia, not only am I accumulating points through Expedia and cashing those in, which I think we cashed in like $35 worth of points, something piddly like that. But I also got cash back from Expedia, from Ibotta, for booking by going through that gateway. Ibotta is a great app. There's a lot of them out there where you can go through to get cash back. It's not gonna make you a millionaire or make you rich, but it's nice to get a little bit of extra money back. So that's how we booked our airfare and our hotel and our rental car. We did it all as a bundle, and it was, what did I say, like $1,100? $1,139 for all of those things all bundled together. And that was our round trip airfare, 2 nights of a hotel stay, which we stayed at the Wyndham Garden Inn, which is where we always stay when we go to Orlando. It's right next to Disney Springs. You just walk over the Sky Bridge and it takes you right there. And the rental car for 5 days.
And the Wyndham's a good place to stay if you decide not to get a rental car. Save yourself some money, because you literally walk across the Sky Bridge into Disney Springs, and then you can catch one of the buses to the different parks, or actually to the different resorts, and then take the monorail to the parks.
And normally we don't rent a car when we go to Disney, but we did this time because our parking was free for that other place we were staying, and we knew we had to switch from one hotel to another, and rather than trying to Uber and everything, we figured it would be cheaper just to bundle it in. I think the rental car portion of our $1,100 was like $130, so to us it was worth it to do that versus Ubering or taxi cabbing from the hotel and the airport and everything. But something else I do is I buy gift cards every payday, and sometimes in between paydays I will buy gift cards for upcoming travels, whether it's Disney or Carnival cruises. Every time I take a Carnival cruise, I pay 100% through gift cards. Usually buy my gift cards from Safeway, so I can earn gas rewards that my husband can steal from me. So, but I've also bought gift cards through Target, where if I use my Target debit card, which is tied directly to my bank account, my debit card, it gives you 5% off. But there's also other places you can get discounted gift cards. We are newly AARP members.
We are old enough now.
We are old enough now, so I know there's ways you can get gift cards discounted through there too. But I buy a lot of gift cards ahead of time to pre-plan our trips, and so we did our Disney stuff, everything we bought at the parks, our meals, gifts, all of your freaking t-shirts that you tend to buy every time we go someplace, everything we paid for with a Disney gift card that we took $1,000 and did Disney gift cards that I've accumulated over the last several months.
And those work at most of the restaurants in Disneyland parks, in Disney stores. If you're in Disney Springs, some of the off businesses that aren't part of Disney, those you'll need to pay cash for, or have an alternate form of payment. I would tell you on any of this, research and more research, which is usually her, because I just grab my ID and follow her and wherever she tells us we're going. For those of you that are still in the military, think about there are Space A travel that you can do, usually through McCord. You have to get signed up in advance with that. For those of you who have retired and gotten out, we can't really use our Space A benefits with our family until we're 60 or older. And correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but there are several ways that you can save money and travel. The only one of the problems with Space A though is you're not guaranteed, to to leave on a Monday and come back on a Friday. You may have to wait 1 to 3 days for a flight to come in that has space available for you. One of the other things with the hotels, there is an MWR hotel there, Shades of Green, and it's a lot like the Halikoa on by Waikiki. It has military rates. If you're E1 to E6, it usually has the better rates. But to be honest, there are better deals out there if you look. The nice thing though with the military MWR hotels is that there are certain benefits about being with your fellow service members, and they really do have some nice facilities. Count the cost. Again, she got the gift cards a year ago, started getting the gift cards a year ago. So we weren't hit with this $1,000 bill on the week of the trip. We already had $1,000 in gift cards to use for our t-shirts and food and all the Disney pins and that sort of thing that we purchased, that she purchased on the trip.
But having said that, I've already made back almost $400 since we've been back, because I also am a buyer and a seller of stuff, and I do collect Disney pins. So we bought a lot of pin packs, and we did a lot of pin trading, and some of the mystery pin packs have pins in them that I don't want, so I've already sold a lot of them and have made almost $400 back since we've returned from our trip. And then also with gift cards, there's a lot of other apps. Like, explore your apps. There's a ton of apps out there that will pay you to use them and that are legit. There's a lot of scams out there, I know, but there's a lot of things that I do. The Pogo app, I play games. I kind of got my family addicted to the Monopoly Go game on accident. And it all started because I was earning cash back and gift cards by playing that game through Pogo. And I think I got like $200 cash back, which is awesome. But unfortunately, I have gotten my entire family completely addicted, and we may have to go to therapy for it. I don't know. But there's a lot of other apps out there that will pay you either in cash or gift cards to use them. Like I said, iBota is what I use a lot. There's Receipt Hog, Receipt Pal. They will pay you to upload your receipts. They want to see how you've shopped. I've done a lot of mystery shopping, things like that. There's a whole bunch of things out there that are legit that will, like I said, you will never become a millionaire off of them, but it's nice to have a little extra spending money.
And we're in that season now, like to earn extra money. I mean, we're getting into garage sale season. So if you're trying to clean out that garage or the attic and unload some things and
your
make
husband's stuff when he's not looking.
No, but you get the point. And I would say some other things to save some money on the trips is try to look for places that have a refrigerator and a stove so that you can cook your own food. One of the things we did was stopped right off the bat at Target and one of the local grocery stores at Publix, and we got some groceries for the time while we were there also, so we weren't spending as much, because there is not really an inexpensive meal at the Disneyland parks. I don't think we could get one under $50 for the two of us to eat, unless you're just getting like individual items. But any meal, you're looking at about $25 to $30 a piece wherever you go. So keep those things in mind. And that's all I've got for this session. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I mean, just do your research. There's tons of things out there that will show you a way to, but it takes time. I mean, if you're not somebody who is okay with just going with the flow, then some of these things may not work for you. I know when I've told other people before of some of our accommodations we've stayed in, they're like, well, I'm not staying something like that. If you need a Four Seasons or some fancy schmancy place, and some of the things we do probably aren't for you. Although I will say we've stayed in some pretty nice places too, either for free or super cheap, just from doing some of my little things. So
So keep those in mind, and thanks for your time. And please add in the comments anything that you think will save money, or tips that you would want to share with the rest of our audience.
And we can add in the comments the links to like Ibotta and some of those other apps that we use.
And as soon as I learn how to do that, I will add those links into
In
the
the
comments.
meantime, comment if you are interested in them, and I will go through and I will send them directly to you.
As always, thank you for your time, and thank you for your service. Take care.